This is Jerome McQueen, the AcaSTEMic engineer, coming to you from AcaSTEMics, the national movement to encourage our young people to choose STEM as a career option. I got a very special guest today, one of my day ones who's been with me since day one of our life. That's right. I got retired Master Chief Tyrone Wright from the United States Navy. So
it is, man.
Tyrone's going to talk to us about STEM opportunities in the military. So let's be honest. Everybody don't want to go to college. I mean,
oh, man.
I used to sit in art appreciation class and say, why am I here when I want to be an engineer? So if you know a high schooler out there or somebody out there who want to get into STEM but don't want to go to college, want to know how to get into the military, this episode is for you. Send this out to everyone who you think will be a value of this. So you can find this interview on our AcaSTEMics YouTube channel and all our social media outlets. So Square, you ready?
Ready, baby.
Cool. So the first question I have for you is, when 30 years ago, can you believe that?
30 years, baby. Woo.
When we were trying to decide the next phase of our life, what led you to the decision to go into the military?
I tell you, Jerome, it wasn't easy, So senior year, I didn't really have any real plans. I thought I was going to go to Clemson. I was doing well in school, And Dillon High, I didn't do homework. We just made A's and, it was just easy for us like that, And that ended up hurting me later, but I'll tell you about that in a little bit, But a recruiter, one of my friends sent a recruiter to my house. I said, man, I want to join the Navy. I can't swim. I'm not getting down with that. But I thought I was going to go to Clemson. And so the recruiter came. I said, well, I would at least see what other opportunities out there. So I'll go and take the ASVAB. So I took the ASVAB. I did pretty well on it. And then the recruiter came back and said, hey, man, you did so good. I said, man, I can get you any job you want in the Navy. He said, but I can sign you up for the nuclear engineer job. I said, man, what does a nuclear engineer do? And he started talking about the school. Said the school's in Orlando, Florida. He saw the beaches and the girls. I said, sign me up.
Yeah. Soon as you mentioned girls.
Yeah, he got me, man. Man, I tell you, I did not know what I was getting myself into because I kind of took it easy in high school. The grades came easy. I joined the Navy. I was in school in Orlando. And I tell you, it was the toughest 2 years of my life.
Really?
It felt like I was in college, but it definitely prepared me for a lot of things down the road. So, I'm glad I made that decision. It was tough in the beginning, but it was definitely worth it down.
Cool. So you went to the Navy as a nuclear engineer. Explain exactly what your job was as a nuclear engineer in the Navy that you had.
All right, so after I got through all of the schooling, they had to prepare you for it. I went to my first ship on the USS Enterprise in Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, so my job, I was a nuke mechanic. So we dealt with all of the, it was more of the maintenance, the upkeep, the operation of a nuclear engineering reactor room. Ooh. So just to keep it simple. So it was a pretty tough job, being 18, 19 years old down in this multi-million-dollar equipment room with nuclear reactors, and I had to learn a lot real quick. So, so I did a tour. I did 2 tours on the USS Enterprise. Okay. I did a tour on the USS Abraham Lincoln and a tour on the USS Theodore Roosevelt.
Okay, cool.
And, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I remember you being on the Enterprise during 9/11.
Yes. Yeah, we were actually on our way to South Africa when 9/11 happened. And I remember that day, I was in the gym working out, and a guy came in the gym and said, hey, man, somebody flew some planes into the World Trade Center. And so I went down to the berthing area where we slept at, and I saw the second tower fall. Wow. And I felt the ship. You could feel the ship. It was moving, and it kind of wasn't moving again, and then it started moving in a different direction, and we went
Right.
straight to the coast of Afghanistan. So
Right.
uh,
Because
I remember that.
I remember we used to all email, you know how our crew email, and I just remember all communication stopped with you
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that day.
yeah,
That day.
yeah.
Anyway, so what other STEM opportunities are there in the military?
All right. So a lot, I got a lot of friends that were medics. So
Mm.
you can be a medical technician. You could be a cryptological technician,
Whoa,
intelligence
whoa, whoa, whoa,
specialist.
whoa, whoa, what's
Yeah.
cryptological, man?
Oh
What's
man,
up?
crypto. It's some secret stuff. You're doing some high tech decoding type stuff and
Really?
cryptological. Yeah, yeah. So they definitely have a lot of advanced technological jobs in the military, especially in the Navy. I know a lot of guys that were advanced electronic technicians,
Mm-hmm.
working on all the planes, working on all the radars, that's searching for things out there. So there's a lot of STEM opportunities, in the
Okay.
Navy and in the Army and the other branches also.
Really, really. So let's say I'm a high school. How do you actually choose an occupation? Do they give you one, or you choose yourself, or you got to take a test to meet a
Yeah,
certain
so
criteria? How do you
it all
choose an occupation in the military?
it all starts with the ASVAB. So they'll test you on the ASVAB, and the ASVAB, if you're good in math and problem solving and things like that, if you can look
Mm.
at a gear that's turning in the left direction, and then it's going to turn this in the right direction, and you can figure simple things out, then you'll do well on the ASVAB.
Okay.
If you score high enough, then you can pretty much choose what's available, any job you want. In order to get a STEM job, you definitely want to score high in the math areas and
Mm.
in the reasoning area. So definitely, so you're sitting in math class thinking, hey, when am I ever going to use this again? You never
Yeah.
know. You're going to choose a STEM career. You need to buckle down on those math classes.
That's my next question was, what do an high school need to be prepared to go into a STEM occupation in the military? What kind of skills that they would need?
All right, so skills to be in the STEM program. So math, we talked about math already. You got to buckle down. You got to get good study habits.
Mm.
That's what failed me. It didn't fail me, but it hurt me when I went to the nuclear program. I didn't
Right,
have good study habits because it came easy, and then when I went to the next level, it wasn't so easy. But you
right.
got to have good study habits with math. You got to have good problem solving. Just
Hmm.
simple. If a light bulb is not on, why is this light bulb not on? Is the bulb
Right.
shot? Is the switch off? Just simple problem solving. You need to have that to be in the STEM programs. Be creative or innovative. Those types of skills you need to have to go in a STEM program.
Okay. Okay. Now let's talk financially. Um now we have to admit now, Square, you doing better than all of us. You
Oh,
know,
I
you
wouldn't say
had
that.
you had your train, you were paid for your training.
That's
You ain't
right.
got no student loans, and you got that good old government check coming in.
That's right. That's right.
And
Got that
now,
retirement check.
right, and now you have a second career, a very lucrative second career. Explain how important it is to choose a occupation that translates to the civilian world.
All right. So I'm going to give the Navy, because I was in the Navy. I'm going to give the Navy a real good shout out. They do prepare you, no matter what job field you're in. It's called. They prepare you for working in the civilian sector.
Hmm.
You'll go 2 weeks and you'll learn how to write a resume, search for a job. So they do help you transition.
Really,
Now,
really, they help you
yeah,
with
they
resume writing in the Navy.
absolutely, absolutely.
Really,
They help you if you've been in for so long and you go. It's called TAPS class. Well, that's what it's called when I was in. They might have changed the name now,
right.
but I went to TAPS class and I soaked it all in, and I took everything. I rewrote my resume, and they steered me in certain jobs based on my rating, based on what my job was in the Navy. Now, being that I was a nuclear engineer, I could shoot for anything,
Right.
because of my aptitude and the schooling that I had, and because I was a nuke in the Navy, I only had to take few classes just to get my bachelor's degree. So it took me no time to get my bachelor's degree while I was in the military. And
Okay.
then I just went ahead and got my master's degree right after that. So I finished all of that while I was on active duty.
Really?
But yes. But any electrical field, it would definitely help you transition to any electrical job outside of the military.
Okay.
I right now, when I transitioned, I started a job as a manager as a maintenance manager because of all my skills that I
Right.
acquired while I was in the Navy. And
Right.
now I work at BMW as a manager and doing pretty well there. And
That's
the
good.
Navy definitely prepared me for this. My
Really?
military skills helped with the leadership. I might not have known some of the technical things that
Mm-hmm.
happened at BMW, but I was able to jump right in
Right.
and manage people that build cars, all these BMWs around here.
Cause you had that thought process
So
that
absolutely.
you had the problem solving.
Problem
Cool.
solving. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, we're about to wrap up, man. Anything else you would tell, say, remember back when you were that 15, 16-year-old, what would you tell yourself back then to help our young people going into the military?
Yeah, going into the military, one thing that I wish I could do over again was save all my money. I partied a lot, you know, but
Hey,
but I
that's
tell you,
all of us, man.
yeah. But always, pick a job that you definitely think is going to transition to something afterwards. Always look down the road. Don't look at the now. I will share this with you. My first couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years in, I would come home and I see that everybody going to the club. They say, "Hey, man, we going to the club on Sunday." I'm like, man, I got to drive back to Virginia, man. I got to work. And I was
Yeah.
I was I was upset, but years later, I realized that was the best thing for me, and it
Wow.
definitely prepared me for now. So
Well,
yeah,
cool,
so
man.
if you're a high school guy and you're going in the military, I would advise you before you go in, talk to a vet, somebody like me, and
Uh-huh.
and get the real. Talk to the vets. Google, do your research,
Right.
and you have to be able to adapt. If you're not able
Mm.
to adapt, you're gonna have a hard time. And it was
Okay.
it was hard for me at first, but I came through.
Well, cool, man. Hey, Square. Hey, thank you for it, babe. You had valuable information. Hey, you done hit me with some stuff I didn't know. So thanks, man. Hey, y'all hit AcaSTEMic us up on the YouTube channel because all I said we need 150,000. Why? Because that'd be 150,000 of us who understands the real value of STEM education in our community. Thank you all.
There it is.